Get them out
Any
now.
more of those?
Yeah, get them out now.
I'm gonna do that too. Let me roll a couple.
Welcome, everyone, to the Right Wing Dice Squad. Here at the Right Wing Dice Squad, we are the bulwarks of classical fantasy. We believe that orcs are evil. We believe that gnomes are sneaky. Goblins are gullible. And we believe that if a group of goblins decide to siege and occupy a gnomish fortress and choose to rely on the generosity of the gnomes for daily sustenance, instead of bringing enough supplies to sustain them through that occupation, they should not be surprised if they starve to death.
I can agree with.
Last week, when we were here on the Right Wing Dice Squad, our party had air assaulted, essentially, a tower fortress of the gnomish overlord, mayor of this town, who was clearly involved in the attempted kidnapping of their good friend Echo. Through some crafty engineering and some oversights by the dungeon master, they quickly mopped up the entire top floor of that tower, chased down the gnome, interrogated him briefly with the help of a little charm spell and a fiery redhead, murdered him after. Seems justified, probably not murder, just a righteous retribution killing. Then found themselves expelled for their third violent conduct offense. So they headed to the outside of town. They asked the guards to get a hold of their old buddy Chinswagon. Send him to the outside of town, pending their appeal of this expulsion from town. We leave it there. Party's at the edge of town, just outside the gates. There are a few extra guards than normal on the outside, watching you intently, making sure that you do not try to come back in. What are you guys doing?
It's probably unrelated.
At this point, are we all together on the ground, or am I still up in the Zeppelin with Lilith? No, Lilith is no longer. Who's in the Zeppelin now?
Lily jumped out.
I think you're the only one.
Yeah, I jumped out too.
Because my understanding is they said we had to keep it like level as we were leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prothames is up there with you too.
Yeah.
Prothemes
He's
is
just
up there.
standing at the cannon, waiting for something to shoot at.
I imagine that we'll probably hang out for a little while to see if Chinswagon shows up.
All right. Edge of town. You guys hanging out? What else are you doing while you're waiting?
Is there somewhere I can land the Zeppelin, or?
Yeah, there's
somewhere
plenty
I
of
can
spots. Yeah.
How long did it take to get the Zeppelin airborne? Was it like instant? As soon as you pull up, it lifts because it's magic?
No,
Or...
it's not instant. It does take a little bit to get it up off the ground. It has like an instant draw, but there's so much mass, and it's not a fast accelerating vehicle by any means. So it'll take you.
I think instead of landing it all the way on the ground, I'm gonna let it. Can I make it hover?
You can try. You built this thing. You tell me what it does.
You know what? So Sparks lowers it till it's about 10 feet off the ground. Drops a rope out. Or not a rope, but one of the steel cables. Drops that steel cable down and looks at Skitters. Just, yell if it starts going somewhere. Otherwise, just... And they jury rigs a little thing to keep the... jury rigs a little thing to keep the levers from moving. Sort of like... I don't remember what it's called, but the thing you put on your steering wheel to keep it from moving.
Yep.
Oh, that lockjack.
Yeah.
Club.
There you go.
He tries to jury rig that so that it keep it from moving while no one's in there, but it can be pretty easily removed if there's an emergency. And then I'll step back and look for a few minutes and see if it actually stays there.
Yeah, it seems to be hovering. There is a little bit of movement left and right, but for the most part, it seems to be hovering. Skitters is feeling the weight of this thing. He would not be able to hold it if it was trying to go anywhere, but just with the wind, the slight wind that's coming and hitting this, and the strength of the cable. It's not an easy task for him. He couldn't do it for a super long time, but it's not outrageous at this moment for him.
Cool. Okay. And then I'll toss down. One second. Just trying to see what I have.
I'm gonna use second wind, and I'm gonna take a short rest while we wait for Chinswagon.
I tossed down my crowbar to Echo, and just, hey, Echo, can you stake and then tie off the Zeppelin?
Okay,
For a
so
little bit of extra support.
I will stake that, and then I'm gonna take my second wind, and I'm just gonna go into my sentry mode and just scan like the entry of the town, looking for what's his name to come out. I will not click the short rest button until you let me know whether or not
You got
goes
it.
through.
Sparks isn't actually coming down, but he's gonna sit on the edge of the boat part, and like he's just kicking his feet and scribbling schematics.
Okay. What are the rest of you nerds doing?
Are we just out in open terrain? Nothing around us or anything?
Not really. You can see more of the red plateaus in the distance. Again, not a ton of trees around this place. Really the only vegetation is some shrubs, and they're small at that. The really thin shrubs. Yeah, so there's like terrain. There's rocks, but there's not out. You're outside of the town. You've basically been exiled. As much as I liked being here with you guys, there are a couple things I need to do back in town. Got some debts to pay and certainly some to collect. I'll make sure Chinswagon makes it here all right. I don't think that was only my second violent strike, so I'll see if they let me back in.
How confident do I feel that he's actually going to check in with Chinswagon?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. I'm going to self-disadvantage this because I'm like half looking at him and I'm still drawing in my schematics book.
Okay.
That is a 9.
He's going straight there.
This dude
You
seems
never really
legit.
been good at reading people.
Seems legit. Yeah, thanks. Tell that big chin guy. Want to see him?
I like this cannon, though. If I get a chance to shoot at it again, I would be very excited, especially if it's at more gnomes.
Or in the name of democracy.
Democracy.
Gives him like a sort of awkward thumbs up.
Here, Lilith just like rage screaming, democracy!
All right, so he jumps down, heads in, and just sort of starts walking towards the guards. They do look at him briefly, and he has a quick conversation with them, sort of pointing back at you guys, explaining it, counting on his fingers, like, and then they let him in.
So with only me in the Zeppelin, me and Skitters, and then all of Chinswagon's stuff taken out of the Zeppelin. If I put the 20 shells I have in the bag of holding into the Zeppelin, how would that affect, or how many people could ride after that?
You could always find out.
Okay. I'll leave them in the bag of holding for now.
Got it.
I'll do math later.
All right, so you guys are waiting for a little while. Just standing around, twiddling your thumbs. Echo, you can go ahead and click your rest. Now, right towards the end of that rest, you do see Chinswagon gleefully approaching you guys. Not quite at a jog, but a little bit more than a walk, as he's smiling and waving as he approaches you. Guys, oh my goodness! You got my stuff! Man, that's fantastic!
Sorry, if it matters at all, Richard's not here.
He's reset. He is resetting. I'm at 74 out of 84 health now, by the way.
Copy. Guys, you just don't understand how excited I am to see you.
Yes! I'm excited to see you! And Skitters, like, also pops up over the side, and he's very excited to see him. He's like waving with his little.
Can I see if I'm able to telepathically commute with Skitters again?
Yeah, you're able to in this vicinity, like close proximity. You guys are right outside town.
Yeah. So just in that zeros and one dial up, I'm gonna talk to him and be like, "Why are you excited to talk to Chinswagon?"
You just see him like flex upgrades. Also, you take a moment to appreciate the sight of a spider flexing.
I just imagine because he's a robot, his arms are just like.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hydraulics.
Articulated limbs.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. I looked at Chinswagon. I'm like, I am very happy to see you because you are our means off of this shitty plane.
Wait. What about the?
We will still be checking into that. However, I still would like to know the means of leaving is intact.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, of course. You let me know when you guys want to go. You'll have to walk around town. I heard you got exiled. First time, huh?
It's under appeal.
Oh, good luck with that. I did hear something happened to Brimble. Is he not gonna make it anymore?
He tried to kidnap me, which is frowned upon. That is the ultimate intellectual property theft.
I didn't look at it that way, but you're probably right.
So he was killed.
Oh. Oh, I wonder who's gonna process that appeal. It could be a while. Could be a while.
I do have a question for you. As a goblin, what do you know of, and I want to say, hang on, I have my notes up.
The
Tinker Tizclock. The goblin who was with the
Oh.
Oh yeah, Tinker. Yeah, he's a tinkerer. He does some things. Not a big fan of the guy he worked for, but you know he's the mayor. He would say. His town. What about him?
So if he was gone, wouldn't that be his then?
Well, you take over, right?
Maybe, possibly.
or with your extravagant chin, excellent intellectual designs, you could run to petition the goblins to elect you as the new leader.
Elect? What is that?
Or take
goblin?
control yourself.
I don't think there's any goblin here who really has the brains or the smarts or the know-how to really run this whole place, if I'm being honest.
I think that you do, and I want to
right?
I want to swing the big peepee around and be like, you have figured out how to do something as impressive as this big peepee, and make it run, function, spin, cycle. A city management is quite similar.
And it
maybe
also
you're right.
blows up
Maybe you're
now.
right.
It does explode. The big PP explodes now. Well, it shoots explosions.
Yeah, I want to I'm gonna go to give him like an endorsing speech now that I see him processing it in his head. So I want to be like, you have been kicked down by the gnomes for way longer, and their false perceptions of your intellectual prowess has tainted your own. However, having used the massive effects of
As he's
your
going, I'm giving him
intellectual
background sounds, just like a rising theatrical volume.
I can speak with the utmost confidence that you are not only smart, capable, driven, have a glorious chin, designed for public service, but you would be doing your fellow goblins, yourself, and the city a disservice by not taking charge.
Roll a persuasion check.
Does he get advantage because of the awesome music background?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Let me find my dice that I just slung onto the floor. Can I use the roll on the ground?
If you're gonna use the roll on the ground in future, I don't mind.
Maybe he does that.
When it
You have
if it lands
You
on
have
a nat
advantage,
1
Charles.
attack in the future and you take it, then yeah.
You'll have
Charles,
to
you have
remind
advantage.
you would have to remind me of it.
Charles, you do
That's
have
the other thing.
advantage.
I don't want to
You
forget.
didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't roll. You fucking die.
-1, so yeah, it's a 18.
Your first one is 19, right?
The first one was a natural 20. That's why I wanted to take it. But
You know, you're making a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Don't think I've ever heard Warforged talk more sense. I think you might be onto something. I'll have to check into this and see what the process is. Usually I would appeal to Brimble for this, but seeing as he's no longer with us, I don't know. I'll have to talk some. But that's a good idea. Well, heck yeah. You know, if the appeal comes to me, I'll obviously grant the appeal. You're more than welcome. I would like for you not to do any more violence in town, particularly killing things. That not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's just,
Not ideal.
upon our return and you in power, we would simply like to leave, which could be used as the ultimate stepping stone for you bringing peace to your new city.
Where are you leaving?
To the material plane. When we return from, and I want to say the old abandoned factory between
Dragon's Trail? Was that?
We're going to factory. They're going to let me look at the old factories.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's to the west. I have it written down.
You're going to the West Factory. So you're going to the Gearhart assemblage.
Yes,
Wow.
it is one of the oldest ones.
Yeah, that's right. That's oh boy, that factory. I never seen it myself, but I heard it was just a marvel of innovation, designed for intricate assembly of specialized warforged components, towering conveyor belts, and delicate manipulator arms. Amazing. Amazing, I'm told.
We will let you know upon our return. Would you like any intellectual property we find while there?
Well, I tell you what, there's rumor that there used to be a dwarf that worked there a very long time ago. And there's rumor that he created a sentient warforged. Of course, it's nonsense. It's nonsense talk. It didn't happen. But, you know, apparently it's a really nice factory and there's cool stuff. So, yeah, if you find something cool, I would like to see it.
What was this dwarf's name?
But he's probably not real. I don't even think he has a name. They just say the dwarf. Right? The dwarf. Sometimes the dwarf down at the bar, they think he's the dwarf, but obviously he's not. But
Okay. Yeah, Echo kind of leans back. He's not really engaging in the conversations much anymore. He's like, if you could see gears turning, which maybe depending from the angle, you
The
literally
smoke's
can.
coming out.
Yeah.
Echo, can I please get one of your bullets that I made for you? Por favor.
Yeah, I take one out.
He holds it up to Chin's wagon. What do you think?
how big's the boom? How big is the boom?
10 feet. Between 5 to 10 feet.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I hadn't thought about that. You're a very clever guy.
I like inventing stuff. I really do. I was trying to do that here, but nobody wanted to invent things with me.
No, I can tell. I can tell. Can I have this?
Do you still have those? And he points at Skitters. For him? Schematics?
Yeah. Sure. Which one do you want? It take me a couple days to install most of them.
Oh, I can install it. I just need to know. I just need the schematic part.
Oh.
So, like a trade?
Oh. You're not gonna give this away to anybody or try to sell it, right?
He'll sign an exclusive contract.
Why would I sell stuff?
You'll sign an exclusive contract, right? You can't sell this without proceeds to Mr. Grex, Mr. Chinwagon.
Wait, the Skitters can have it?
He'll sign the contract, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great. So, which one do you want?
What do you have? I don't think you ever told me what you have. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. There's this one. It's the arcane mechanical infusion. All right, so he's gonna run through a list of the stuff that he's got.
Is it the same list as
Yes.
the other?
Yeah.
The exact same list?
The
Okay,
exact
I think
same.
I wrote most of those down.
He was saying basically she stole some of his stuff.
Yeah. This is
Thief in the night.
All right, so the ones I had there were flying speed, adaptive camouflage plating, enhanced manipulator limbs, which allows for tool use, and an elemental energy core, which improves his attacks. Is there anything else?
Yep. There is the harmonization protocol, which is basically just an antenna that lets him continue chatting with other mechanical beings equipped with a harmonization protocol, regardless of their proximity to the town.
Okay.
There's the energy efficiency that doubles the healing done with a mend spell.
Okay.
And the other, which is the arcane mechanical fusion, which gives him the ability to absorb up to 25 damage per round on a reaction. And he can use it once per long rest.
Okay. So he looks at Echo, and he goes, "Is this harmonization protocol something that you guys would be interested in?"
Skitters is asking me that.
No, this is Sparks.
Oh, Sparks like Skitters, and like in that, like being able to talk to each other. He's
Mhm.
like, I would hate for you to lose your voice. You are one of my favorite other robots.
Adam, remind me what the adaptive camouflage plating, the adaptive camouflage did.
It gives him ability to use an action to be essentially invisible.
Okay.
But he can't
And-
move. So you can use
He
an
does
action to
not-
become invisible.
We've done a little bit with the RP, and I think we kind of a little bit incorporated some stuff, but does he have a climb speed? Or no? Because he's a spider-based robot?
I think for the cliff, we made him like roll an athletics check
Yeah.
to do it
Yeah.
because his mechanical legs don't have like the same textured stuff that real spiders do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'd like to know about the elemental energy core and the harmonization protocol, please.
Sure. He pulls out his book, and he gives you the schematics for both of them.
Okay. Oh, right. It probably would make that easier. Here, can you hold this? And he hands him the bullet.
Yep.
And he really quickly just sketches out what he did to make the bullet. Here you go.
Oh.
Oh yeah, here you go. And he hands him the sketch.
Magnificent. There's gonna be some big
Okay.
booms from some bigger peepees around here, let me tell you.
Yeah. And I mean, I just did this in one night. Imagine what you could do when you like add a little bit more saltpeter to the black powder.
You should use that as your slogan for convincing people why you should leave.
I have a big exploding peepee. I might have to workshop that a little bit.
But you have
bad.
the concept. Everybody follows big peepees.
True story. Well,
you
it's
should make it red.
It's been a wonderfully productive day it's been. Have fun at the Gearhart assemblage. Whatever you're able to find there, I'd be very impressed to see it. Just to hear your stories, it'll be wonderful. If you're not able to get into town because I haven't worked something out, well, just tell the gods to come get me. I'll come chat with you. And when you're ready, you just get on the caravan. We'll take you back.
Before he leaves, just looking really quickly, do I have what I need? Elemental energy core. Is this something that looks like I can install now, or do I need pieces?
You have most everything, and you know that with the metal rods that you guys all collected at that at the Lich's Tower, you've got all the metal components you need. What you are going to need is some sort of a gem or crystal that you can infuse some magical energy into, but it's nothing terribly complicated. You know how to do it. It's just you don't have that crystal. That's about the only component that you're missing.
And that's for the elemental energy core?
Yep.
Do I need anything for the harmonization protocol?
No, you've got everything you need for the harmonization. In fact, it's pretty easy. You could probably knock 2 of those out in a night. The other one, the elemental energy core, will take you a day or 2.
And do I know what kind of gem I need?
You know that it just needs to be a hardened gem, not something that's going to crumple easily, because then it could easily get damaged. But it's going inside skitters, so it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't need to be diamond or a precious stone. A semi-precious stone would work just fine for this.
Okay. All right. So off to the west.
I bid you good travels. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. If you're going, you need to wait here. It's a bit of a walk. You're gonna need some supplies.
Oh, we're just gonna take the Zeppelin.
Oh. Huh. I didn't even notice the thing there. That's yours.
Yeah.
It's a bit crude, the craftsmanship, but it's effective.
Well, 3 hours in the middle of the desert after a battle.
I would also not turn down free supplies.
Yeah, I was just gonna get you some water and food and stuff in case the Zeppelin breaks down.
And I'm like, my more organic compatriots would very much appreciate that.
Oh,
I
right.
do not eat or drink.
Right,
And
but
you
you're
see Scares,
sentient,
like,
which
poke
I'm still
Sparks?
wrapping my head around.
You see Scares
Yes,
poke
I am
Sparks,
my own person.
reminding him to eat and drink water.
All right, so he goes back, brings you guys just a couple satchels full of stuff. It's all just dried meats, some bread, easy travel stuff, right? Nothing that's going to spoil, and a bunch of water. Liters of water.
Okay. So now it does come back to since we don't have the cannon shells and we don't have the boxes anymore, how much can the Zeppelin hold?
The boxes are cleared. It could hold... Oh, the cannon shells are not in there. Yeah, so it could fit Echo and 1 person or 3 of you guys. It's just a limitation of...
Remember, we have the handholds on the side. So
Yep.
I'm just
I
asking
can
your
hold
weight.
off the side.
Everybody that's there is fine to hang on
Okay.
on the sides or sit in the
Because
Zeppelin.
Because that's how we got to the city.
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to de-incorporate those red pieces that I had incorporated to just have my nice natural gray hinted blue armor back.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we're ready to go.
All right.
Sparks is feeling excited to go see the old factory.
I want to talk to the whole party when we're in the.
Yep. So I imagine you're hanging off the
Is it
back.
right now?
Yeah, I'm hanging off.
What
the back.
time of day is it right now?
It's like late night, early morning. 'Cause
Yeah.
we did the battle when it got dark.
I actually really need to sleep. I think I might. I will be of no use, you guys. I got like 2 spells. I've really burned out everything I
You can
have.
sleep in the Zeppelin. It's cool.
I don't think that was established that we could full rest in a Zeppelin.
No, because the jolting, moving, whatever.
It's like being
'cause
in a
it was the same
carriage.
thing with a carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite big enough.
Perhaps before we leave town, we can make camp for the night so that we are leaving in the morning.
I
Because
just
we did have the fight at nighttime. I forgot it was. It was a
But
evening.
But factory.
In the telepathic communication with Skitters, I'm like, Skitters, get your boy.
You see, Skitters comes up and like climbs and puts like an appendage on either side of Sparks' face. Slowly, like just stares at him. But factory, old factory. And of course, Skitters doesn't have like a head, so his whole body just slightly rotates side to side.
It's just a.
So I would like to talk to the whole party before we go to bed. Then.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, my organic compatriots and brother, I have not been entirely open with you. Given the nature of what we may face, I believe that might be an error. I need to be honest about, do you remember the old creepy man in the black castle that we murdered?
Yes.
He gave me
He's
information.
already dead.
Noted. He relayed information to me about the completion of my armor and subsequently my soul. Retrieving my whole soul is exceptionally important to me. And based off the information that Chinswagon just stated in reference to the first sentient warforge being made in this new, or rather old, factory and foundry, that one of the remnants of creation may be there, I am enlisting or opening to all of you that I need to find my helmet. I was last told that it was with the... Oh, I gotta scroll up in my notes. It is now known as the Helm of the Underking, and it is in the Underdark with the Doom of Shadows. However, if the dwarf that is crafting the first sentience and has a remnant of creation there, then perhaps it might have leads to completing my soul. And for obvious reasons, as beings who all have their souls intact, this is of great import to me.
You guys could get pretty old, right? Specifically speaking to the brothers.
What did he say?
You guys can get pretty old, right?
Dwarves or warforged?
Dwarves.
Dwarves live to the average life of most organic life forms.
At the end of your speech, I'm going to go up to Echo and I'm going to put my hand on him and be like, I will, of course, help you get your soul. You should have been told me this. We're basically best friends. And she just looks over at where Reb would be and just rubs her hair. He doesn't get it. She talks to that now.
No, that's not it. First, sorry, I'm trying to find the dude's name.
I like to imagine his green hair is just like a nervous habit now. They do the constant, like, just the, I don't know.
Hey, Adam?
Yep.
I think I might have mixed my notes up a little bit. I have a Grumbar, who I thought you told me was the dwarf.
Grumbar is
Also-
the dwarf in the mountains that made your metal and armor that's similar to mine, because that's where Echo has an interest in going in the material plane.
But I went back, and Grumbar was also the Dawn Titan of the primordial plane.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're both named Grumbar.
I mean, the planes
Okay.
share names.
Got it.
I think you should continue to just drop in more Grumbars the rest of this campaign to where it's just like...
Every
The
town
next-
there's a Grumbar.
The next town we go to. Don't forget
Corey's
to talk
only
to
dropping-
our youngest
Corey's only dropping
student,
one
Grumbar.
and Sparks was with the Dawn Titan and didn't know it.
It's like the Sarah of white woman. It's just Grumbar and dwarves.
As far as Echo knows, his father is Floki. That's who he believes crafted him.
Do you think Grumbar could be the dwarf?
I do not know. I just know that the helmet must be returned to me, or I will never be a real boy.
I mean, you have science. What do you need soul for? Fine. Good. You do stuff.
I strongly disagree with the statement that you just made.
I don't know if you heard me, Charles, but Lilith definitely gave you her full support to helping you get her soul and declared that you're basically best friends.
Echo, when that happened, like, immediately, like, stuck his hand out, like the good Morrow type of, like, handshake, just, like, held the embrace for more than 6 seconds. Like, I deeply established this connection that we have formed.
You're getting uncomfortable amounts of eye contact. You really are wondering why she doesn't blink more, if maybe it's an elf thing.
Is Richard back?
Nope.
I think so.
I saw him pop on.
He said he had to.
He's
yeah,
popping
he said
in
he had
like
to
in and out.
Yeah, he said he had to reset the router, but I haven't seen any other texts about it.
That was like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. He might have tried, and then in his high brain was like, "Fuck it."
And then fell
Okay. Adam, do I, looking at my schematics, do I feel like I can make... Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, there
Looking
you
at
go.
my schematics, do I feel like I can
you hear
make...
me?
Yes.
Yes. Do I feel like I can make the harmonization protocol and still get a full night's sleep?
Not a chance.
Okay. How does insomnia
It's exhaustion.
and work with? Is this just a flat exhaustion if you don't get one night's sleep, or do you roll for it to see whether or not you're exhausted? Because I think last
Depends
time
on
I
how many
stayed up
nights
for the
that you've been awake, but
Okay.
on the first night
you
it's a
can
roll.
suffer- yeah, and you can, because technically you can suffer more than one level.
Yeah, you can, a lot of levels. 7 before
Yeah.
you die.
Yeah.
Do I feel like I can make one harmonization protocol and still get a full night's sleep?
Not a chance.
It's a you're like crafting something from scratch.
Okay. Are we doing anything else before bed?
Echo's just, I want to get into the, we've made like a little camp underneath the blimp, I imagine.
Yep.
So instead of sitting to do my sentry pose, I'm going to get into the blimp and just stay standing and do my sentry pose so that I can like have a higher view of anything coming to the campsite.
You got it?
You see Sparks in his sleeping bag, with a little light, start trying to tinker or something. Skitters walk up, smack it out of his hands. Pick it up, start trying to tinker again, smacks it out of his hands.
Just
What?
periodically through the night, we just see a robot spider slapping sleeping bag.
Yeah, because Sparks didn't sleep last night. And he's fully intended not sleep at night unless somebody does something about it. And Skitters does something about it. Good sleep.
All right.
I heard it, Charles. I heard you talking. I would have obviously immediately given you my support.
Yeah, and you were we had talked a little bit previously about the Underking and me wanting my helmet back, but
Yeah.
it just seems like more and more planes and places seem connected. So I rolled a dice, and Echo thinks that if the party doesn't have an understanding of what's going on, then they might get in his way, and that'd be problematic. So he was like, "Time to get people on the same page."
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, but you still know, separately from the conversation that we had, you still know, in reference to the actual Under King and what Thorfit, or what Floki, my believed father, told me in reference to it all. They just know that I think it'll complete my soul.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything else except for the sentry.
Cool. I went ahead and updated everybody's HP. You had your long
Click the
rest.
long rest.
Yep. No danger really for you guys, even though you're not in town. You're
We're
so
close.
close to town that you know that there's orcs out here, but they get run off pretty quickly.
they're
why
now
they're-
scared of horses.
They're relegated. They're relegated to attacking trading caravans. So, you guys are up in the morning, getting stuff ready. Sparks, you went ahead and had a good night's sleep. Let me make sure I've got everybody's HP correct.
There's a-
I was muted the whole time, but when we were getting ready for bed, I was
I can't. I can barely hear you, Steph. It's.
She said she's gonna read her book.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I can also.
I also can barely hear it too. I just want to let you know.
Before I fall asleep. Is that better?
No,
Nope.
what'd you
Not
do
at
to
all.
your phone?
There's like.
And there's
it's like
an
there's
echo.
a cover on over your microphone or something. It's really strange.
Did you put a case on your phone?
Honestly, it sounds like she changed her audio settings by accident. Like
Yeah.
clicking something.
Can you? Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's
Yeah, 'cause
really
you
low.
sound yeah, you sound like whispering. I'm louder than you in the echo.
All right, cool.
That's important though. I need her to be back.
Yeah.
We
The
lost
book
Bjorn
isn't-
again. What the f?
Yeah, I guess his internet's doing something.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude.
It's just one of those days.
It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
Okay,
Charles,
I don't know.
you still have
Okay, I'm
the
back.
What?
the infusion on your big PP. So you're
Yeah.
good for reloading.
Yep. I have the infusion on my armor and the big PP.
No, not your armor.
Okay, I need to change it.
Hilda,
Take
I
your
need
armor
you
off.
to roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Let's see what I add. 16.
What is your passive perception, Echo?
My passive perception is 14.
You're confident, Hilda, that nobody saw you as you went reading your book. Nothing new to add to your collection here, but you feel like you're getting closer to something really profound.
Okay.
And the draw of this book it's fascinating.
Fascinating.
Next, Hilda develops a pill addiction. What?
All right, so everybody's up the next morning.
So-
You've all gotten a good night's rest. Let me make sure I got HPs correct. Echo, I got you at 84.
Yep.
Lilith at 50. Hilda at 76. Bjorn at 76. And Sparks at 67.
Right.
Yep.
Lovely.
At least for me.
Wow, Lilith is squishy.
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer, what?
Glass cannon.
I
She
can
can also hit like 12 people at one time.
All right, guys. You're up. Everybody's moving.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
we're heading west.
Flying west.
Journey to the
Yeah,
west.
It says
Who's in the...
I'm holding the back.
Yep, you're holding
I'm
back.
in the Zeppelin.
Hilda's in. Lilith is probably in, so then we probably got the two brothers hanging on the outside.
And Sparks is steering.
Yep. Okay.
And Skitters is just kind of perched up.
I
looking
lied.
around.
We're going east because it says that abandoned old factory Great Heart Assembly is the factory to the east in the base of the Red Mountains.
No, it's a rock formation, a big arch far to the
Changing
west.
directions.
How did I type east? Okay.
I don't know why you typed east.
I would maybe just type in fast, trying to catch it all up.
Yeah, so we're going west. We're looking for a rock formation that resembles the St. Louis Arch.
Yes. And then the actual factory is in the base of the Red Mountains. Somebody watching porn? What the fuck?
It was somebody driving by on a side-by-side that sounded like they were orgasming. That's what that was. Somebody's having too much fun.
Yeah.
There's dogs outside.
All right. So you guys are on the Zeppelin. Start heading east. Who is up in the front of the Zeppelin looking out?
I don't think I can. Can I look and steer at the same time?
I don't think you could perceive like dangers
Okay.
and stuff coming. Like, I mean, obviously it's like you're driving, right? You're focused on the flying
Okay.
aspect of it, so you can still look.
Skitters is out, looking out. Skitters is up looking out, and I guess whoever else wants to be.
What do they call that on the front of the ship? The statue that's at the front of a ship. There's a word for
Oh
it.
yeah, not the
Um,
Whatever it is, but that's what Skitters is
hell?
currently.
no, it's the. What is it? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's what Skitters is currently.
the figurehead.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's it. But
That
That's
is
it.
it.
yeah,
It's
I believe you.
I was in the Coast Guard. I really had to reach for that. It's like I should know this answer.
I just googled it as quickly as Charles recalled it. So
I need Skitters to roll a perception check as you guys get underway and begin your travels westward.
can I touch him from where I'm sitting?
No.
Okay, so no guidance.
If you could touch him from where you're sitting, then only one person could fit in that.
What is his perception? It is a 14.
There appear to be some tracks down below. He can't really make out exactly what they are or if they're important, but there appear to be some tracks in the sand and up some of the rocks down below, also heading west.
How close are we to town? Is this like immediately?
It's pretty close to town, yeah, so within like half an hour of you guys setting off.
Are we still within range for Sparks or for Skitters and Echo to talk?
I don't know.
He tries to speak to Echo.
No, nothing.
Okay, then he crawls like around the edge and taps Echo and points down at the tracks.
Okay. Can I look tricks?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
16.
They're humanoid tracks. They're definitely of a creature of medium size, so not of a gnome or a goblin.
Okay. So I relay that to the party, that the tracks appear to be like humanoid, but definitely not gnome or goblin.
Do you want us to get closer? I presume we're about 60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Do
however
they
you-
look like they're heading towards where we're going or towards
Yeah,
town?
They're heading west from
Okay.
town.
I imagine that it might be the drow who got a head start on us.
Sparks descends the Zeppelin down to about 10 feet so everybody can get a closer look.
Yeah, at this height, you're not really comfortable moving it because of the elevation changes in the rocks. You could definitely bring it down there, but you wouldn't be able to move at 10 feet without going really slow.
Okay, make it 20.
Okay.
Is that better or?
Yeah, 50 feet is probably your that's your floor for 100 feet per second.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he'll slow down because we're trying to get a look at it anyway. So he'll drop down to 20 feet. He'll slow down to like 50 feet per turn, so half speed, so everybody can get a look at the tracks real quick.
Yeah. We had those two checks. Yeah, they're medium humanoid tracks. That's about all you guys were able to get with those investigation checks.
He'll go back up to 80 feet.
Got it. Moving along. Continuing to fly.
Oh, feet
Occasionally, Echo will look down, notice that the tracks continue. About 4 hours into your journey, you start to be able to see little encampments of orcs. So I guess I'll ask you what you're doing. You can start to see encampments of orcs. From your height, from your distance, you can see off maybe a mile or two. One of them's pretty close to the track that you're currently on.
I can see it, or Skitters can see it, and he like tells me and everybody.
I would say Echo can see it because, well, no, Echo's in the back. Yeah, we'll say Skitters. That's fine. Skitters, or you know what? We'll make it real easy. Lilith, you're up front. You
Done.
You can see orcs.
You guys, there's orcs over there.
Sparks will pop up to 100 feet. And a little bit more altitude. See what we can see.
Yeah, you can see orc encampments dotted around now. At this height, it's hard to tell what they can see or can't see. A few of them have cannons.
Do they look temporary or like buildings or tents?
Mixture of both. But the buildings are very ramshackle, very similar to the very similar to the buildings that you guys saw at that encampment at the where they tried to steal Echo.
Roughly how many orcs do we see?
Thousands.
On the encampment closest to you, it's hard to say exactly, maybe 10 to 20.
I don't remember from the last session. Did you give us an approximate distance? Do we know how far we're traveling, or are we just kind of blindly going west?
No, they said it was like it would take like God dang it. I think it'd take like almost a day. Or at least that's
By
what I read.
Zeppelin or by foot?
I'm gonna let out
I don't think we specified that.
by Zeppelin.
So, it's... Jesus, man. There's so many side-by-sides. They're so loud. I think, in my mind, in my memory, it was a 2-day walk. So you guys could get there
Not
in
a
1 day
day.
by Zeppelin.
Zeppelin, yeah.
Okay.
Well, just gonna let out a little whistle and go, that's a lot of orcs. I don't see any unicorns. We should probably just like, let's go high, and then just keep going.
Yeah, this is like 4 hours away from the town. Sparks doesn't care.
Cool.
How far away total are we from the town?
You're
Like
about
4
4
hours.
hours away at 100 feet per second.
Okay.
If I need to do some
So-
math, let me know.
Yeah, give me some rough math.
You mean 100 feet per 6 seconds?
Sorry,
Per turn?
100 feet per 6 seconds.
No, he meant 100 feet a second. We're going crazy out
Going
here.
fast.
Yeah, we look like Star Wars about.
So that's 1,000 feet a minute. Which is what? 5,280 feet per mile. So mile every 5 minutes.
So you're
Give or take.
240,000 feet.
Caitlin's never here when we're doing useful high school math.
So
You're in a Zeppelin traveling at 100 feet in 6 seconds.
Oh
And you're
gosh,
coming
this is a
across
word
an orc
problem.
encampment that's 6 hours away. Or that's 200,000 feet away. How soon will you get to the orc encampment?
You are 45 miles from town.
okay.
45.45 miles.
Okay, so 45 miles. Can I do some... This is what I want to do. I would like to take one of my iron rounds, like the regular iron rounds, and on the top of it, carve Chin W, and then orcs coming, basically. Like top, left, right, bottom of a round. And I want to take my big peepee into the best of my rough math, knowing that it travels 400 feet, like just like sky aim this shit and hopefully not murder somebody in the town.
Someone gets taken out. We're definitely not getting our appeal.
You're going to shoot a bullet
And you kill
45
children.
miles.
All right, look. I was happy with you guys to do the Pythagorean theorem. I don't mind at all doing some
What's the
distance
drop rate on a bullet?
doing some distance equals rate times time, but if I have to break out the
Average.
TI-89 titanium to do some fucking trigonometry for our goddamn D&D session.
Adam,
Drop rate of a
we're
bullet.
doing parabolic arc math now.
50
Okay.
caliber
You could just
bullet.
agree and make a DM ruling that it works. It save us all the money.
Also,
Well, I'm gonna look to see if theoretically it works. So
I don't think you shoot a bullet 45 miles.
No, the air resistance
Yeah.
would slow it down. So
Also, so Adam, so we want parabolic arc math, wind resistance, and the Coriolis effect. Go.
Coriolis effect is fake and gay.
I'm Betty fucking Crocker. I made cookies and chicken wraps.
Not cool. What's
Just for fun interest in everybody's head, you like the maximum amount of range you could shoot on a caliber up to 50 caliber due to the physics, angle of the Earth, resistance, gravity resistance, 5.16 miles.
Well below 45.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah, I think the
Well,
longest
here's my
kill
next
is just
Can
right at
you
like
build a
2
missile?
kilometers.
Yep.
Is that Hathcock's?
What's that?
Was that by Hathcock?
No, I don't think so.
No, he didn't do longest. All right, let's go. Moving
Yeah, I was
on.
gonna say we're just flying over.
We're
the
just
camps.
flying. You're
do
going
I
off course a
see
little
any-
bit to stay out of the orcs' range and distance and visual sight. Even if they saw you guys up in the air, you know.
Do I see any like piles or stockpiles of what look like ordnance or oil drums or anything like that?
Roll a perception check.
Perception plus 422.
Yeah, actually you do. There's one that you can certainly see. They have a bunch of barrels stacked pretty high and away from the fire. If there was any ordnance, like there's a little small wall that separates that from where they have their bonfire in the middle, and the way they have it stacked, it's either food, you know, or sustenance, or it's something dangerous that they want to keep away from the fire.
Dangerous.
How far away is that from our current location? Is it within 400 feet?
You guys are approaching it. You're 100 feet up. No, it's not. And you guys are sort of swinging around it, but you could cut back and get, like, if you change your course a little bit, you could get within 400 feet of it on your flight path.
I want to Sparks and like, Sparks, the orcs are not pleasant creatures, and it seems that they are in a less than advantageous positioning for the city we wish to return to. Please adjust your travel to be within 400 feet of that. And I want to point towards the target.
Can I see it?
Yeah,
Okay, yep, just steer towards it.
get it.
And I want to shoot one of the explosive rounds at it.
Don't forget, Charles, you have one less explosive round because you gave it to Chinswagon.
Yeah,
So
I've
make
got
you-
I've got it in my inventory.
Okay.
I have 7 total explosive rounds. Only 2 are in the big PP right now till we land and I put them in there.
Roll. I think that's with disadvantage at 400, right?
Actually, well, I'll look at them real quick. Do you want to use that, or do you want to any points at the giant cannon we have on the Zeppelin?
Does it? I didn't know if we still had ammo for it. Does it have the ammo for it?
Oh, yeah. I still have
Oh.
20 rounds in my bag of holding, and I think there's 2.
Echo wants
the
to
gun?
change. Is the gun too small for Echo to operate? If he were to like shimmy on the side of the thing to the front, is it like my too large to fit in it at 7 feet tall?
Yeah, you're too large to fit in that space without removing both Hilda and Lilith from it, but you could tell one of them to do it for sure.
Okay, so I want to tell Hilda while we're hovering above to use that cannon to shoot the explosive, but then also like dump like a good 6 rounds, or it's 5 rounds for a reload. So like empty the mag on everything that looks like a strategic.
Doing a flyby mag dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, by my count, we have 22 rounds left. 17
that's-
in the
that
bag
seems
and
right.
5 in the magazine.
Yeah, so but the 5 in the magazine, Echo's like pointing out the what looks like an explosive thing. Anywhere that they look like they store food or water, like all of the like things that would be able to help them sustain here, like just shoot all of those. do a drive-by.
So I'm listening and I take note and I'm gonna shoot it.
I
Name it and I start shooting at each thing
like-
that I.
wave my hand back and tap Hilda and give her guidance if I can reach her. As she moves towards the gun.
The gun's at the front. You're at the back.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. It's not a skill check anyway with this because
Okay.
the DM made some mistakes. So
Yeah, he made a gun that just hits.
which made a lot of sense when it was shooting at you guys. Well, it's an explosion. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna dodge a giant explosive.
All right, so getting within firing range, it's a little bit closer. It's 300 feet for this, so you'll have to get a little bit closer, but the plan is all set in motion now. You're at a distance where the orcs start to take notice, and they're up and looking around, and then they see the flash before they hear what happens. But they just see a flash. The barrels just ignite into an even more impressive display than the funeral pyre you guys had for Reverie. Immediately they start panicking. By the time they've had they're going to react, another shot hits right in the center, right by the bonfire where a bunch of them were gathered around. You see orcs and orc parts flying. It hit another area where it looks like it could have been a barracks building or something. It erupts over on the guard tower. It erupts, and then towards the front gate, there's a few people that are starting to scramble and move around and landed there. So the entire time this is going, it's just one shot after another. It's just pulling the crank, fire, and then you watch the magazine load another round and grab another. Just one after another, pound, pound, pound. It looks thoroughly destroyed. There's still movement down there. There's still people. There's still orcs running around, but they are combat ineffective.
Adam, I have a new request.
Yes.
Before next session, would it be possible for you to make like a little rubber band gun that can shoot things out of the Zeppelin? So we can actually see this happen on
Bowling pin, a bunch of figures.
Maybe. I actually have some ideas for that. Maybe is the answer.
Okay, I will hand Hilda my bag of holding and ask her to reload the 5 rounds and then put it back.
I proceed to reload the 5 rounds.
So I now have 12 rounds left in the bag of holding.
Got it.
There are 5 in the weapon.
Continuing to move on, there's a bit of a longing and a sadness in your hearts that Prothemes was not here to see that righteous distribution of democracy.
I was going to say, I just imagine the whole blimp is like, democracy!
Yeah, shouting it.
Those orcs got...
I actually prefer the Republic system of government, but, you know, each their own.
Those orcs got their democracy good and hard. Flight continues uneventful from here when just off into the distance you can start to see some of the taller red rocked structures that are tall and skinny. Nothing that looks necessarily like an arch, but the landscape is clearly changing into something that is different. The rocks are taller and thinner.
Hey, do you still see those footprints?
Yes, you do. Echo.
Okay.
If he's asking you.
Yeah, I'm still watching for you.
So they disappear a little bit every now and then. Again, it's rocks down below there, but you do see them. You can tell that there's more than one, but it's really hard to see exactly how many sets of footprints that you see.
By the way, does anybody want this? And he holds up the Cloak of Etherealness, or the Cloak of Ethereal staff.
What does it do?
Yeah, what does it do? I don't remember.
I imagine if you know the name of it, that you could describe to the party what it is.
It allows you to cast the spell Etherealness 1 time per long rest, which I think just lets you go into the ethereal plane.
Ethereal.
Why did you do that?
5e. Alright. Etherealness. You step into the border regions of the ethereal plane. In this area where it overlaps with the current plane, you remain in this border for the great duration until you use your action to dismiss a spell. During this time, you can move in any direction. If you move up, down, every foot of movement costs an extra foot. You can see and hear the plane you originated from, but everything looks gray, and you cannot see anything more than 60 feet away. So it's kind of like the ring from Frodo.
Yeah, it's basically Blink, but it lasts for 8 hours.
Unless you use an action to come out of it.
Yeah. It does require attunement.
It does require attunement. It halves your movement to move in that plane.
Oh, crap. Well, maybe it's too late, but... Hey, Lilith, did you put any spells in your spell belt before you went to sleep?
I did not.
Too late now. No, Echo's not really a invisible or... He doesn't really like plane travel.
Or for me to study.
So, when you got done describing it, Echo went, "Ugh! No thank you."
He goes, meh, more for me to study.
I'm
All right,
kind of
so
hoping
keep
Richie
going.
comes back, but he's not answering his phone. So, up to you guys. So, there's some fun stuff coming. I feel like
I have his character sheet.
Bjorn is going to
for
be
fighting.
an important part of this.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys if you want to continue.
I have his character sheet for fighting, and I feel confident that Charles can roleplay properly for his brother.
But how heavy is the, like... How much
Involvement
would,
of me.
how much would Richard be missing?
Also, is it storyline heavy? Because I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. How much would Richard be missing?
His major
There's been
story
some
coming
build-up. Yeah.
Okay, 'cause it's a big plot twist, and that's where I'm just like,
I don't know if it's a big plot twist, but it's
Well,
going to
not
be at least
twist,
a
but
lot
it's a
of...
big plot point. Like, you know what I mean? You can miss a lot of the Diablo cut-throughs, but if it's a major scene,
Yeah. You come back and you're in the hell fucking plane. You're like, wait, what?
Wait,
What
what?
happened?
Let me text him real quick one more time or call him real quick and see how it's rolling.
Let me share some with you guys.
And I can ask him what he would prefer to.
For the reasons stated before this show, I was very much looking forward to the session, so I'd like to continue.
I understand. So my patient, the guy that gives me drawings, he's upped his game. No one's going to be able to ever flex on this guy. If Demetrius and he ever passes, no one's going to be able to compete. I got, not only is it framed, but it's the Incredible Hulk. So the artistic liberties, the toes, they're brown. That's a choice he made. He made up this whole background.
It's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
That is good.
Made my whole week. He gave it to me Monday.
Did he sign it?
He did. On the back,
outstanding.
He always signs out in the back, and he put a sticker of the Incredible Hulk on the back of it.
That's
But
fun.
I love it because he asked me for my business card once, and like I gave it to him, and he put all my credentials. So when he signs it, he'll put his full name and then all of his credentials, like HVAC
Oh,
graduated from.
Richard said he's been troubleshooting this whole time and he's about to try to reconnect and hopefully it's fixed.
All right, we'll give him a couple minutes.
Troubleshooting. I heard him last time.
Yeah, so I guess it's like it would connect, but then it would like shit out, and then
I can see him connecting and disconnecting constantly on the video side.
Yeah, so he did some shit
Hey,
to hopefully
Adam?
make it better.
So this might be part of his problem, but I see 14 connections into video. And it's usually like 8.
Yeah, I only see 5, and one of them is Nicole. So
I
she
see.
wanted to watch
four-
I don't-
Sydney.
I don't even know where
Fifteen.
to do that or see
So on
that.
the top right, you see there's a link, and then an ear, and then eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Adam, it says there's 15 outbound connections right now.
is it the? Oh, mine says
It's-
6. Mine says 6. Number of outbound video streams 6.
Yeah, that's. It's
Oh,
not
wait.
a super. Yeah, Richie just dropped again.
Yeah, is
He
it-
came in and dropped.
Damn, it got cold.
And I see
He's back.
there's 6 there's 6 outbound audio streams, but there's 15 outbound connections.
Yeah,
And
I see
I've never
20
seen the number
outbound
that high.
connections, and it's just because of the mesh cast, buddy.
Okay, I just never seen the number that high. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Usually it's 1 or 2 higher than the ear.
Bjorn, you back?
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We've been able to hear you every time you get in.
We can hear you.
It says it's at 1.72 upload now.
Basically, part of the question before you possibly lose connection is it's going to be a really
It's fine,
heavy.
too. I'm gonna try and reconnect one more time. It looks like it's fine.
Buddy, we can hear you.
What? We can hear you fine.
I'm gonna try one more.
Yeah, maybe he can't hear us.
If he ever answered his damn phone, he'd be able to hear that.
I'm going to go pee real quick while we wait and check on Nadia, make sure she's not burning shit.
Meh, tell her hi.
Well, this sucks.
Well,
Hey, buddy, can you hear us?
like I can hear you kinda, but it's still fucking choppy. I don't know what's going on, man.
All right, man.
I vote we transition to Discord.
So earlier when you when Sparks decided that republics are more his thing, I am the elected representative for this group currently, and what we're doing, I choose my representative powers to say we stay here. Republics are grand. Richie, can you hear me, buddy? No. All right. Charles, give him a call, buddy. See if we can get...
We're gonna dude. I can see everybody.
Okay, so your connection is just shit, so you just want to put a pin in it?
Yeah, unless we can like move to another app or something. I don't know what else to do.
Potentially. I mean, we could try to make it through the session. We could try to do a different medium, and see if that helps, or if it's just an overall connection issue on your end. Let me... One sec. You're saying if we're gonna keep trying on video, he can't connect. Shit's just being stupid, so we'll have to call it. Unless you guys are wanting to try to do like a different medium to find a way around it or whatever.
Yeah, I don't have it set up where I can broadcast my battle map to Discord currently.
Okay.
And I don't have a Discord. I'd have to download it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Adam doesn't have the stuff set up to do the another sort of stream or broadcast at this point. And if you're unable to connect, there's a bunch of story-driven stuff coming up. So it comes down to like putting a pin in it, which I mean I'm fine with, because otherwise you're gonna miss a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy, man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to load it. I've tried everything I can right now.
Okay. All right. Doses.
Well, let me go ahead and roll the credits, and then we'll chat.
Yeah, Richard.
Anyway, thanks for coming, guys. Fun stuff coming up. Promise. Okay, bye.